upon us, I figured it was time that we put away the suedes, that we put away the shearling, and we get excited about the new spring it bags that have everyone all up in a craze right now. So today I wanted to talk you through the hottest it bags for spring 2025. First up on the list, we are starting out with a brand new bag from Celine, and it is called the new Lulu bag. Now, the Lulu bag does cost $18.50, and I'm gonna look down. Obviously, I have notes. So it is a relatively good price point for Celine. A lot of Celine's handbags are $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. So I am loving the price point of this bag, but I also love the fun and playful nature of this little like shoulder bag, this little hobo bag. This kind of reminds me in a way, if like a Celine Ava and like a Fendi Fendigraphy, like those shapes kind of combined to have a baby, this is what you would get. But I love this because in true Celine fashion, this is the understated, pared back, very like sleek and chic version of those bags. And so I love that it's got very minimal branding. You will see that on this bag, there is a tiny little pull tab and there is a tiny little CC on it. There is also like a gold foiled stamp Celine on it, but I think both of these are very small and very minimal. They're not something that the average person would pick up in terms of branding. So I just love this cute, like little sweet little like dumpling of a bag. I don't know why, there's something so light and airy about it. It feels perfect for springtime. And in true Celine fashion, they've started with some basic colors, you know, ones that pretty much everyone's gonna want, and they've given us one seasonal color to start, but I'm sure they're going to be adding more seasonal colors, so be on the lookout for those. But they've got their rice white, you know, their plain muted white color. They've got black, and then they have this beautiful glacier color, this stunning little pastel light blue. This is perfect for springtime, just makes me think of like springtime skies, you know, bright and sunny. So I just love this light blue, and I'm so into the new Lulu bag. Now moving on to a variation of a bag that we know and love from Bottega, their Wallace bag. Here we have the Wallace Town Pouch shoulder bag, which is a smaller and condensed and thinner version of the Wallace bag. And this is why I am so excited about this bag. Now, in theory, I love the regular Wallace. You know, it's super cute. It's just a little like fun little bag. Like it's just easy to throw on. You can wear a top handle, you can put it under your shoulder, you know, whatever. But when I went to try it on, I felt like the regular version of the Wallace, whether it was, you know, the short and wider version or just like the regular, like more condensed version, I felt like both of them were too thick. They were too deep, and so they really stuck out under my arm, and I really wasn't looking for a bag that was only top handle. So here is the Wallace Town Pouch, which I think remedies that. This is a much smaller version of the Wallace, but it still retains the overall integrity, the overall feel and vibe of the original Wallace, and it is much more user-friendly. You know, when you put it on, it's not going to make your arm stick out. It's not going to be uncomfortable to wear under your shoulder. So I love this. Obviously, again, they've come out with this in basic colors, and they've given us this beautiful, what they're calling rose gold. To me, it's very much so like this very popular light shade of pastel pink that a lot of you know and love. It's kind of similar to like a rose sakura, you know, for you Hermes lovers, it's very similar to that. So I think that this is a very sweet little bag, and also what is also sweet about it is the price point. This is $17.50, and we know that Bottega has really increased their prices over the past few years, so it is extremely difficult to find a Bottega handbag for less than $2,000. So if you're really wanting to dip your toe in Bottega, if you've really been lusting after a Bottega bag, but you're not ready to spend, you know, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000, you should take a look at the Bottega Wallace Town Pouch. Next up, I've got a bag for my fashion girlies, and this is a bag that is going to make such a statement because it is so sleek and streamlined that you can't help but notice it. And it is the Loro leather baguette shoulder bag from Kate. So I'm in love with it, with this beautiful cherry red color. They're calling it Rebel. Like, Rebel's got a lot of connotations with it, but I do love it in this cherry bright red color. This is a very pared back, just a tiny little shoulder bag, but it is oblong. So they have definitely capitalized on the East-West trend. I've done a full video on a bunch of East-West bags that I am loving at the moment. But anytime I think you can inject a really fun pop of color, something that is bold and confident like a bright red, I just love it. And I love this bag, especially because the fact that it's long, it's different. You don't really see anything that's exactly this shape, anything that's quite this East-West at the moment in a shoulder bag. but I especially love the fabric. So it is in this like almost crinkled leather. So it's not like a smooth leather. This has some texture to it and it also has some sheen to it. So I think it's really different. It's really eye-catching, and overall this is just such a fun little bag. And moving on to some bags that have totally capitalized on another trend that is huge right now, and that is the trend of cherries. So we know Louis Vuitton is coming back with their cherry line, with their cerise line, but obviously Louis Vuitton can sometimes be quite pricey and also quite difficult to get. I mean, price aside, it's just really hard to get your hands on all of these new Louis Vuitton drops. So it's pretty hard for the average everyday person to get one of their cherry bags. But a lot of other brands have seen the demand for cherries, so they're each coming out with their own version. We've seen that Coach has come out with their version of super cute little cherry bags, and so have our friends from Valentino. Thank you, Alessandro Michele, for doing cherry in a way that works for my personal style. Now, I feel like a lot of times when we see cherry bags, they are very intentional. They're very intentionally drawn. They're like almost cartoonish in a way, almost like a caricature. And for me, that's just not a type of bag that I'm going to wear. I want something that feels a little bit more natural, a little bit more organic. And I'm actually really surprised that Alessandro Michele was the one to give us that from Valentino. So I love this little crescent moon shape V logo bag here. And also another thing that I love about it is the price point. Obviously cherries, like that's a very specific look, and like you're probably not gonna wear a cherry bag all year round. Maybe you will, I probably wouldn't. But it's a very specific look and you might not get as much use out of it as you would some of your other bags. So if you want to buy into this trend in a way without kind of breaking the bank, without spending too much money, this version is perfect at $1,190. It's a really good price point, especially for those of you that have a little bit more of like an established handbag collection. A bag that's a little over $1,000, it's a much better price point if you want to get something more trendy, more specific, something like that. But if you don't like the little crescent moon shape, they do have obviously some other versions, a little bit more pricey versions. I really love the saddle shoulder bag that they have. And it's funny, I'm just looking at the styling of this model and you can tell that this is very like Alessandro Michele era because it's all very maximalist. But if you just look at the bag itself, this is a beautiful bag. For those of you that love the Gucci horsebit, for those of you that love the Hermes Constance, this is going to be a great bag for you. Albeit you're obviously going to have to pay a little bit more for this bag. It is more substantial, but it is also more of a classic shape bag, so it will last you for a really long time. This one's low of $4,000. And then there is also this beautiful glittery version. So you've got a lot of different versions in terms of Valentino cherry bags to choose from. So it just depends on which one speaks to you most. Next, we have a bag that all of the it girls are wearing right now, and it is the Thevett Symmetry pouch, but you haven't seen it like this. Most of the Thevett Symmetry pouches that I have seen have either been in leathers or suedes. And here we have it in this beautiful mesh version, which is perfect for spring and summer. We love a little see-through moment. We love a little peekaboo, so that way people can kind of see inside your bag. It's very like risque in a way when you can see inside of something that you're not normally able to see inside of. So I love this bag. I think it is so cute. It's just chic and classic, and it's a really fun, different take on this new bag that's very quickly becoming a staple in a lot of people's wardrobes. And I've mentioned this about Thevett before, but I just cannot tell you how much I appreciate their pricing. For a lot of brands, when they take a classic and say they make it mesh or, a cage material where you can see through it, immediately the price will start to skyrocket. I remember there was this like Saint Laurent like cage bag that I love, and it was way too expensive in my opinion for what it was. But Thevett has priced this bag in a very reasonable manner. It is $1,290. It is actually less than their leather and suede versions, which makes sense to me. So thank you, Thevett. Thank you for making sense. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it, but I love this little mesh bag, and it's one that I'm very much so considering for myself. Now, I know that a lot of you all, myself included, have been really heartbroken over the fact that Chanel Classic Flops are so expensive these days. To get them from the store, you're gonna have to spend about $10,000, and it's just a lot of money to spend on a very classic silhouette. But if you want a version of a Chanel Classic Flop without having to spend that much money, I think you need to look at the new version of the Saint Laurent Lulu bag. Now, I have to be honest, and I feel like I'm gonna get a little bit of flack for this, so please don't come for me, but I was never crazy about the original Lulu bag that Saint Laurent put out. There were some clutch versions that I really liked of it, but other than that, the Lulu oftentimes in the leather versions and the puffy styles just felt too puffy to me and just felt like a very clunky bag. It just didn't feel like it made total sense. So I'm not gonna lie, I was not totally heartbroken like I know a lot of you all were when Saint Laurent decided to discontinue the puffy version of the Lulu bag, because they replaced it with something that I think is much cuter, much more user-friendly, and something that you will get a lot more use out of. It is the new version of the Lulu bag, and to me, this is the perfect response to the Chanel Classic Flap from Saint Laurent. Saint Laurent has the new Lulu bag that's not so puffy in 3 different sizes. They've got mini, small, and medium, so you can get it in whatever size that you're looking for, and they have it in so many different colors. So whether you want something bright, like this gorgeous mustard yellow, that they are calling dry spell, or if you want something a little bit more muted, a little bit more dainty, like this color Hortensia, they also have this beautiful like sage moss green that is just stunning. They also have your classic neutral colors, so if you want it in an ivory, in a black, they've got it in just about every single color you can think of right now. So just for those of you that are heartbroken over their Chanel Classic Flap, have no fear. You can still get your beautiful convertible classic shoulder bag that you can wear, either long or you can double up the chain. You just have to go with the new Lulu version from Saint Laurent. Now, one bag that has had the fashion girls in a chokehold for about the past year or so has been the Alaia Le Teckle. And so if you've been thinking about the Le Teckle, but you really want a more lightweight, springtime, summertime type of version, you have got to take a look at this version in the fishnet leather. This feels very Alaia to me, obviously because of the cutouts. We know that is something that is what Alaia does so well. It is something that they are known for. And so I love that they have translated the cutouts into the Le Teckle. I think that this makes this bag much more fun and exciting. If I'm being really honest, sometimes the Le Teckle to me feels like a little bit older, which I know I'm gonna get so much flack for because a lot of young, much more fashionable than me girls love the Le Teckle, but for some reason it just reads a little old to me. There's something about the length of, the strap drop length, where in certain colors, especially in black, to me it really does feel like a more mature bag in black. I feel like this really youthens it up. It really gives it some life, just injects some more fun into it. And you all know I am definitely in my white era, so I love any type of white and light colored bag. So I think this one's amazing. Now, I will admit, this is more than what I would like to pay for the Le Teckle. I mean, this is coming up on $3,000. It's $2,850. So it's by no means a cheap bag. But if you are looking for something that's a little bit fun and a little bit different, this could be a great option for you. Now, a lot of the bags that I've talked about, they've been really fun, trendy, it bags. They're cute for going out. They're cute for daytime, for evening. But I've not really given you a work bag that's great for spring. So if you are thinking about needing a new work bag for springtime and you want something that's still going to be classic, something that's not just going to be of this season, but something that you can wear for many years to come, I think you should take a look at the Loro Piana Loom L32 bag in this beautiful, what they're calling fume taupe sun gold grained leather. I think that this is a beautiful work bag. Look at how chic and stealth wealth this bag is. It is beautiful. I love the top handle of it. And to me, this is almost giving Loro Piana's version of a Birkin, if you will. It very much so evokes Birkin vibes, but I love, the combination of the slight bit of gold with it, the little gold lock, the little clochette, and those details are what really makes it feel reminiscent of a Birkin. They very much so overlap in terms of the stylistic elements you're going to get on a Birkin too, but it's just a little bit different. I love the little magnetic closure on it, and I also love that this has a removable pouch. We love a 2-in-1, and we also love the added functionality, especially with a bigger bag. A lot of times these bigger bags are so spacious that all of your stuff is just kind of all over the place, just rumbling around, it can fall out. So when you can get a removable pouch, that is great. And I think that this makes this bag a better value for money. Of course, this is not a cheap bag. This is Loro Piana. We know they are never going to make inexpensive items. So this is a $5,000 bag. But for those of you that are really looking to invest in a new work bag, $5,000 might be the right price point for you. Now, obviously with springtime upon us, we know something else is very quickly going to be upon us, and that is summer. And so that means that summer vacation is coming. And so you all know that I had to give you just a few little fun novelty bags that are going to be perfect for your summer vacations. I know I'm really looking forward to my upcoming summer vacations. And so I love this little woven seashell of a bag from Chloe. And what I love about this is that this is fun and kitschy without being too over the top. You know, it's not a bag that you could only wear on vacation. Yes, it's a seashell, and yes, it's got Chloe on it, but it's very subtle, you know? It's just very lightly woven into the shape of the bag. This is something that you could still wear out, you know, with your friends or while you're running errands. This is not a bag that you can only wear on vacation, but I do still think that it is a great price point. This is $990. So in terms of just like novelty, I never want to spend too much. Kind of similar to like what I was talking about with the cherries bags, you know, I just don't ever want to have to spend like $5,000 on a novelty bag or something with like a very noticeable print. And so this, I think, is a great price point. But I love this because this just feels like a really elevated novelty bag. It's got the leather strap and it's just got this like beautiful knitted detailing from Chloe, which I really love. So I think this is a really fun and playful yet elevated novelty bag. Now this next bag is for all of my practical girlies, and it is especially for my Hermes Evelyn lovers. Now, a lot of people love the Hermes Evelyn. I personally don't, it's not my style, you all know that. But I know a lot of you all do because it is a very practical, functional bag. But a lot of people don't love the fact that A, it's either really hard to get in the size or color that they want, B, it's so expensive, or C, they also are not crazy about the sizes that the Evelyn is available in. The Evelyn comes in like the TPM, there's a PM, and a lot of people say it's kind of like this Goldilocks situation, like it's either too big or too small, there's nothing quite right. Well, thank you to our friends at Prada who are forever taking inspiration from others and coming out with their version of an it bag. They were very clearly inspired by the Hermes Evelyn with this mini Dano soft leather hobo crossbody bag, and they have it in multiple different sizes. So this is just like a really great practical crossbody bag. This would also be a really good travel bag, especially for those of you, like, for instance, if you're going somewhere where you need to keep your passport on you, where you need to have like your papers, your boarding pass, like things like that. This is a great bag for you. They've got it in the mini version and in the medium version, so you've got different sizes here. It's also got these like beautiful Prada colors. You all know how much I love tumbled Prada leather, so like they're textured leather, nothing that's Saffiano, nothing that's similar to like an Hermes Epsom. I love their tumbled leathers and their smooth leathers, so I think that this bag is available in beautiful leathers and in beautiful neutral colors. Now let's move on to an ultra feminine bag. If you want a bag that no one else has, well, they might get it after this video, but run and get yours first. That way you can be the first. You've got to take a look at these beautiful beaded bags from Staud. I think that these are just like the height of femininity because they are beaded. They are pastel. I especially love this white one here with these like pink little flowers on and the little green leaves. I think that this is just so dainty and cute and elegant and soft and sweet. And I don't know about you all, but I'm trying to embrace more of like my soft life lately. And so I feel like this bag is perfect for that. It's just cute and fun and different. And it's really hard to find a well-crafted beaded bag for a good price point. I think this one is a perfect price point, $350. I mean, you literally can't beat that. And also I love that this is a versatile bag because obviously it's a little shoulder bag, right? So it goes just like under the shoulder like this, very cute. You can even wear it just like in your hand or in the crook of your arm, but you can also remove the strap completely. So this can also be worn strictly as a clutch, which I think is the ultimate level in terms of like femininity for bags. So I think this is a beautiful bag and literally you cannot beat the price point. Now for my it girlies, for my trend girlies who always want to be, you know, just in front of everyone else and you want to have something that no one else has, you need to take a look at this Balmain Anthem mini buckle shoulder bag in this beautiful powdery light pink color. Look at how fun this bag is. This is very Y2K. You know, it is very Paris and Nicole. It's giving juicy. It's giving early 2000s. And so for those of you that are still very much so reminiscing on that era and trying to evoke it in your personal style, this bag from Balmain is a great option. I love that the leather on it is almost a little ruffly. You know, it's got texture and dimension to it. It's not flat and smooth across like some of the other bags we've seen. I also really love the gold buckle on it. You all know I go crazy for gold hardware, and it just looks like there's a huge belt across this bag. So this also feels like very of the moment with like Miu Miu's little belt bags and things like that. It just feels very on trend, very of the moment, and it's just so cute and fun and playful. There's no way you could not smile when looking at this bag. And finally, The last fun little spring summer bag that I wanted to share with y'all is another novelty one. You know, in addition to the shell Chloe bag, I had to show you this beautiful Esme fan clutch bag from Cult Gaia. Now, Cult Gaia honestly always does so many great novelty clutches. I feel like they are just like the masters at fun little vacation bags. But I think that this is a really fun little double entendre because in addition to being like a cute little clutch and a fan, you know, a lot of times when you're hot, when you're on vacation, and I view this very much so as like a vacation bag, a lot of people start to fan themselves, so you can start fanning yourself with your fan clutch bag. I think that's really cute. I think it's really fun. I love the gold color of it. And also, like I've mentioned with some of these other more novelty style bags, this is a great price point. I don't want to have to spend too much money just for a vacation bag or just when I'm looking for a fun little moment. At $698, this is a great price point. I think it would make a great addition to any vacation wardrobe, pretty much regardless of where you're going, unless you're going somewhere snowy, then it probably wouldn't work. But that wraps up my list of it bags for spring summer that I am just loving so much right now. I hope you all love these bags as much as I do. Please let me know what your favorite ones were down in the comments below. I really want to hear your thoughts, or if you are planning on getting any of these, definitely let me know because I want to keep my finger on a pulse of which bags you guys are getting. So thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I would really love it if you could just give this video a little like. So give a little thumbs up down in the corner below. And if you haven't already, what are you doing? You need to subscribe to my channel so that way you can get all my latest content about all things shopping delivered straight to you. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Lily and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye everyone.